Hey, what's up guys? It's Ben2000, your friendly neighborhood Yu-Gi-Oh superhero, and today guys, this video is probably for the younger viewers of my audience. I'm gonna teach you a few ways to get out of a certain particular problem. Stick around. So, if the title of this video doesn't give away the topic, we're talking about overzealous religious people who are accusing the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Of being demonic or whatever. This comes from Zodiac. I'm not going to say the guy's name because I don't know exactly if he really wants the publicity, so, I mean, but yeah. The idea was that there was this guy on Zodiac, and he shares this story about how he lost a friend because his mom believed that them playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Was going to summon real demons to their house. Yeah, it's a little bit like, what the hell? Anyway, now, I'm going to preface this by saying that I probably just butchered that word too. But I just want to remind you guys that, like, I live in the Bible Belt, all right? I'm in the most countryside of Texas, you know. And the thing is, there's real people here that believe in demons and things like that. And I'm a religious person too. I mean, hello, I'm walking around with a star of Mars around my neck. So yes, and if anyone can answer the question, is Yu-Gi-Oh! Demonic or related to witchcraft? The answer is no. I'm pagan. I prefer the term pagan or Wiccan, but I can tell you for sure that Yu-Gi-Oh! Does not have any kind of element to that. It would be, I would say that's more equivalent to parody of that than anything. But I'm going to be talking to you about how you can get out of that situation if you find yourself in it. So, for example, one of the things that you can do, and I do have my little cheat sheet on my computer today. One of the answers to this problem is if you have a parent, if you're younger and you have a parent who thinks that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is evil or whatever, I'm going to give you a few answers to that problem. So the first thing that I can tell you is education. Educate your parents on the fact that this game is strictly mathematical and that the monsters are really just artwork. I mean, and nothing more. If that still doesn't help you, I mean, you can also point out that it's an inclusive game, so they actually have religious figures from all walks of life. This may or may not help you. It just depends. You'll have to gauge this based on your parents. I mean, if they're accusing Yu-Gi-Oh! Being demonic, you might be screwed in the first place, but, there is hope. Some parents can be educated, religious parents especially. So that, education would be the biggest answer that's going to be the number one go-to. Like, look, point out that, hey, this game has figures that are representative of every religion, even the Christian one. So, and all the Abrahamic religions actually have Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards that have figures from that storytelling. So that can assist you in your argument. Another answer to this problem is you could play behind your parents' back. And to do this, you will need to have a friend. If you're going, someone you trust, because Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards can be expensive. So, but I imagine most players will be budget players at this point. So don't worry about it too much. You'll be out like $30. But that's the real quick and easy of it. You want to have a friend that you can trust to give your cards to hold on to them, and then you will just play when you go over to that friend's house, or if you should be at an event, etc. There is that. I don't want to encourage you to lie to your parents, because I don't think that's necessarily the right answer, but some parents, especially these religious parents, they can't be convinced of reality on some things. Another answer I can give you is that you could only play good guy archetypes, or religious neutral archetypes. So, for example, in the story where I'm getting this video idea from, the guy mentions that he was playing Burning Abyss, and that really set off the mom. And the mom, his friend, was playing Cyber Dragons, which is probably how he was able to even just get away with owning Yu-Gi-Oh cards in that scenario, because they're robot dragons. They're robots. They're machines. They don't have anything towards one side or the other. So in that scenario, make sure that you are always playing like either religious neutral archetypes. So stay away from like Burning Abyss, Dark Worlds, the Shaddolls. Stay away from these archetypes that are clearly based in a darker theme, and that should help you to stay under their radar. So if you play things like Lightsworn, Elemental Heroes, you stick to like, or you play like, agents or whatever, they're all fairies. So they could just, in most of these cases, these parents aren't going to know, or they won't really acknowledge that the agents, for example, the fairies, are, based on Roman gods as well as angels, but they may not catch that, so you might be in luck there. The other thing you can do, like I said, is there's the counter fairy structure deck. You could play that. They're all angels, so basically that's what fairies are in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! They're essentially angels. You stick to those kinds of archetypes, and you should fly under their radar. The other thing, and this is the last piece of advice I can give you, is just, if Yu-Gi-Oh! Is your passion, you're truly passionate about it, and your parents are religious, zealots, here's the thing, the last thing I can give you is, what you can do is you can just keep up with the game, and then, like use YouTube and Google and things, keep on going, keep an eye on the game and what's going on, and give it time, because here's the thing, once you turn 18, your parents don't really have as much power over you as, and I know that that's a subject that a lot of parents probably don't want me to tell you, especially those religious ones, but as soon as you turn 18, they no longer have any power over you, like legitimately. And it may also then that will vary from state to state. Some states, like for example Texas, if you're still in high school, they can claim you and make you stay even if you're over 18. But that's just Texas law in general. But for the most part, like when it comes to things like Yu-Gi-Oh, I mean, once you're 18, if you leave the house to go to a regional event, what are they going to do? Call the cops? That cop was going to laugh at them and go, yeah, and roll their eyes, and they're going to go, yeah, whatever, and they're going to hang up the phone. That's what will happen. I know that this is a very odd topic to have for especially for a Yu-Gi-Oh! YouTuber, but I felt emboldened to do this because I actually have a personal story that actually goes with this. You see, I had a buddy of mine, right, who his mom was very religious and had some very strict rules. He was homeschooled, and we met through church of all things, because I live in the Bible Belt. I used to go to church, and he was telling me about how, now his mom had never had any reservations against Yu-Gi-Oh! In fact, she viewed it as a relatively harmless game, but she did have religious friends who thought it was weird, and she also, my friend mentioned that he went to I can't remember what it was. I think he went to a hospital or something. I think it was like for a checkup or a shot or something. Anyway, he had some Yu-Gi-Oh cards on him, and there's another kid there in the waiting room, and and there's this mom, right? And the kid looks at my buddy's Yu-Gi-Oh cards and says, Mom, he has Yu-Gi-Oh cards. He's going to hell. You know what I mean? I'm like, and obviously this kid was probably too young to know any better. Or maybe they were just being a jerk, but the whole point was, and then my buddy's mom has to look at him and say, calm down, don't freak out, because he's getting angry, and my buddy is a really big guy, and I do mean big, like we're talking 6'5" and 300 pounds. He's a big fella, or he was a big fella. I don't know if he's still a big fella or not. Height may not change. He might have shrunk a little bit, but on the other stuff, but you get the idea. He's a big guy, intimidating. So, you know, I mean, I get where his mom was thinking, I gotta calm him down, because that's all anybody's gonna see is this giant kid picking on this tiny kid. And even though the tiny kid's the one instigating it. But I was like, man, so that's why I guess that memory and listening to this other guy's story triggered that memory, and then I just had to make a video about it. So, and the thing is like, look, when you become an adult, you're going to experiment with a lot of different paths in life, and you know, you don't have to necessarily follow the same path that your parents do. I mean, I know that a lot of parents out there might be pissed that I'm saying that, especially as a Yu-Gi-Oh person, but that's the truth. You know, you got to figure out what works best for you. Now, you know, most Yu-Gi-Oh players that I know are probably, religiously speaking, they're probably atheist. They probably don't believe in any deity at all, and which is, you know, my own beliefs. That's fine. I don't, you know what I mean? I'm a pagan. I'm not required to convince you. Anyway, this video is just more of a, you know, I just want to tell you guys how you can get around these problems if you should experience them. If there's any solutions to said problem, you know, like how do you deal with an overzealous parent that thinks that they're, you know, that by their own religious beliefs that Yu-Gi-Oh is evil. If there's any solutions that I have forgotten or don't know, please put those in the comments below so everyone benefits. Because the thing is like, this is a problem, and I feel like the broader, like, geek community would know about it, because, I mean, no offense to anyone who's Christian out there, but I'm just speaking historically here, so don't take this as I'm talking to you specifically. But historically speaking, various Christian groups have decided that various things in the world, and Yu-Gi-Oh included, are somehow evil. And that's just not the case. Rock and roll, I mean, come on. There was Christian groups back in the day that thought Elvis was evil because he shook his hips when he, you know, danced and sang. And I'm like, really? That was evil? Which if those people were still around today, they would look at frickin' Lady Gaga and just, you know what I mean? They would have a panic attack. So, the point that I'm getting at is, like, none of these things are evil. It's just artwork, and it's artwork that sometimes these people don't like or don't understand, so they choose to say, because I don't like it, because I don't understand, it must be wrong. And that's just, you know, that's on them to deal with. You know what I mean? So if you are a Yu-Gi-Oh player and you're experiencing something similar to that, just know that that's on them to deal with that issue, not you. Your goal is to find a way to pursue your passion without being disrupted or causing strife. So anyway, I'm Ben2000yugioh. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button. Let me know you enjoyed it. I know that lately you guys have been really liking these crazy discussion videos, especially where I kind of combine the real world and the Yu-Gi-Oh game. So yeah, if you still think that's a good idea, make sure you hit the like button. I'm still in a race with yugioh Pro. And last I checked, I'm gaining on his heels, guys. We're like 20 subscriber difference. So if you guys want to see me accelerate past him, make sure that you hit the sub button and, you know, give me all the help I can get so I can blow past my friend in this race to 500 subs. And I will see you guys next time. Peace!